And have you had some reassurances from him that maybe some of the issues you had before, that they'll try to resolve that, make things better for you? Because it was hard, wasn't it, dealing with sort of all the things you've got here going on with your club football and the huge amount that takes out of you, and then maybe not having the best resources when you went internationally.
Yeah. I mean, it's two different levels, but he's definitely trying to, you know, change a lot there. And, you know, as I said, we've never met in person yet, but I feel like I know this man for years because we speak so much, and he's, you know, giving me all the confidence already.
People, welcome back to the Reggae Boys Weekly. Here with the man himself. Our name, Gabriel Magalhaes, came off after an apparent injury in the game against Liverpool. Quality game to an extent. You get me? I say, obviously Arsenal didn't get all 3 points, but big shout out to Saka. Brilliant goal by Saka. You know, going for that near post. Didn't expect him to go to that near post. Honestly, I don't think many individuals that watched the game expected Saka to go to that near post, but it was a brilliant finish, brilliant goal by Bukayo Saka. And you know, United lost to West Ham Mikel Antonio's team, and once again a depressing period for my people. I was crying after the game. You know, I was literally crying, people. You know, it's just a bit rough on me because like football is what keeps me like Manchester United, and for the team really perform so poorly, is like, you know, I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. You know, I don't know if I'll hurt myself because of United, but it is what it is. But they kind of big up yourself. Well, going for Arsenal. Drop points today. Points gained or points dropped? How do you view that game?
Bro, we just have to look upon it as points gained. Because before the match start, we have a depleted squad in our way. Saka hasn't played in weeks, right? Timber being old, we have to force him to play because we don't have no other experience options. And then when you think you've seen it all, Gabriel run and get injured in a crucial time. And the goal come off a team side in a situation that would not happen if he was on the pitch. You see me? So, yeah, dog, it just ruptured out, brother. So, you have to really look upon it and say, yo, it's a point gain and you just move, dog. Right now, we just need to go up on a run. Get Newcastle next time, box them up next week, brother, and just go up on a run, bro. You see me? We need to get on the gas quick and fast, bro.
Definitely. J-Sharp, big up yourself. But like, you know, Mikel Merino got on the score sheet today. Brilliant set piece once again by Arsenal. What the set piece coach name?
Nicholas Yova.
Yeah, man. Come here, the commentator say, yo, Arsenal the only team with the set piece coach up on the touchline, and like if the set piece not working, run go to the bench, go scramble to figure out something else. You see me? And just the way the man that talked about that set piece, that before it was taken, like you could have just realized, yo, this might lead to a goal, in which it did. Obviously, Vardy took a long while to check if it was offside or not. Eventually, it wasn't. It was a brilliant goal. Merino, that's his first goal for Arsenal. You know what I mean? But I think for large parts of that game, I think Arsenal were the better team. To be fair, you know, Liverpool playing away. You know, I think it's a good result for Liverpool in comparison to Arsenal. You know what I mean? Because you know, Arsenal, they're the ones that's chasing the title. Not saying Liverpool isn't, people, but still, you know, Liverpool can at least have an excuse if they know the title. And so, you know, we have a new manager, whereas Arsenal, like, you guys need to gain points. We like keep up on Man City. You know, Man City did gain points over the weekend, beating. Which team them play again? Which team City play? Bournemouth? I know Bournemouth City play. Southampton. Oh, what a game, man. That was a tough game for them. If I 1-0, them win by Gunners boss, big up yourself. J-Sharp, big up yourself. Himself. Gunners 433% up. No excuses. Arsenal always find a way to muck it up in the end. I thought they had this game. Well, fortunately, as an insider looking in, them never have it. Mario Morgan, big up yourself. But people, Manchester United, what's going on with United? Like Eric Ten Hag, old people like talk to me because, you know, my boy after the game now, people, because we show up to West Ham, we're creating up chances. You know, Alejandro Garnacho never take him chances. You know, Rashford never take him chance. Diego Dalot never take him chance. And then here comes the second half. Somerville scores, and then you have we never want to talk about that penalty, there, brother. You never want to talk about that penalty, the people. How the hell is that a penalty given to West Ham against Manchester United in the 18-yard box? The ball bounces up on Danny Ings' hand, and then him get a look at. I don't know which contact the man feel, but the man go down. I don't know how the man did expect to go through 3-4 Manchester United player, right? They say in 18-yard box, and the man him get a penalty, people. You see me? I say, Yo, right now if you look at my car glass outside, I mash up my car glass people come, me just grimy. Oh, the man them give a penalty for that people. Yo, never walk out somebody, but like me ball out people come here a bet how much money bet for the game? About 50 US people. I'm losing it. You know, I'm gonna do 50 US right now. Yo.
Yeah, watch your style, dog. Manchester United miss the most big chances this season. Dog, I want that lot the weather. 22 big chances in how much game play? 8. Dog. Sometimes you have to wonder if you really cut a coach. Because one more 10 out for the right there, so when Dallas gone in and goal, empty net, and do that, dog. The man, they must want the man for left, bro. No jokes.
Yo, people have to feel away from that situation. Depressed people, because I'm just trying to keep me in a people.
No matter where you do, you know, say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black. I make them know.
People, I have to get myself together just now, because they really I get emotional over the situation. They really and truly, people. I have to get myself together, but don't know what things said, people. And even think we can pull through that show, because just depressed over the situation. I don't know where the people just need them support in this tough time and thing. And you know, all the support we can get, much appreciated, trust me, people. But people, just smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the video to your friends and family, share to your dog as well. Me not talk the dog as in your power, me talk the dog where they in the kennel, because me know say him have a device. So just share the video to you, make him smash that like button. If you don't have a dog and you have a cat, also share the video to your cat as well. Me not talk your cat as in your woman or your girlfriend, me talk your puss where love run up and down and scratch up people. Me know say your cat have a device, so just send the video to your cat and make the cat smash that like button as well. Also, feel free to send us a super chat as the show progresses if you want to support the channel. But yeah, people, you know, I'm just going through a rough time right now with Manchester United and that result. Tell the people, cry. I don't know how I'm going to pull through right now, because you know, people say don't take the ball game so serious, but come on, people. This is my club, people I support from before I'm born, and I said the man them do the thing. Bet for the game and I lose my money. Come on, man. Come on, man. Goodness, boss, big up yourself. Games said everything good now, man. I just go through a rough time with United, and I know I'm going to pull through. Right now, I'm even if I'm going to go there tomorrow, people, because who to tell you what I'm going to do to myself? All because of United. But anyways, people, I could get into the show. So today we're going to talk about Demarai Gray. As Demarai Gray, people, is facing uncertainty at his club. It seems to me like Demarai Gray is unhappy based on reports coming out of Saudi Arabia. You know, Demarai Gray for the last 2 games or so can't even make the match day squad, people, and that's a cause for concern. And he hasn't really been playing much this season since the start of the season in the Saudi Pro League. Also, we're going to discuss Leon Bailey did an interview with Sky Sports, and he touched on his return to the national team, etc., etc. He spoke about Steve McClaren. He was asked about the Jamaica Football Federation and, you know, whether or not the issues with the JFF are resolved at this moment in time. Bailey did kind of dance around that question, to be fair. I guess him now want to give the YouTubers content, you know, the way they call last time he go up on JFF show and speak some things in which, did it get him in trouble? Well, he got suspended, but what? Yeah, no, depending upon your look on it still. Maybe Bill's not thinking they get in trouble, but some people look at it differently. Also, we're going to discuss Steve McClaren as we have the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal coming up against the United States of America. So it's down to 8 teams. And the question I'm asking is, should we take this competition serious? Last time out, we went to the semi-final and we played against USA, in which we lost that game, unfortunately. Should have won that game, but, you know, big up to Corey Break as well, score our own goal, in which it happens to the best of players. You know them way there. Gunners boss say, get over it. Jamrock Rental say, Man U lame now, sad fact. Well, I'm not going to read them negative comments about my clubs, look. I'm not want to get depressed, people. But I'm going to start off with Boyz people. Before me get into the topics, I'm going to start off with Shamar Nicholson. Shamar Nicholson played, was it today? Today, Decanio? Shamar Nicholson played today, people, for Spartak Moscow. Didn't start this game. However, he did come on around the 63rd minute, 63rd or 64th minute, came on as a substitute, and he scored the winning goal, it was at 1-0. He scored the second goal. He could deem it the winning goal in terms of, that secured the 3 points, especially at the time in which he scored it as well. So he came on 7.3 match rating. Boyz had Boyz played 26 minutes, 1 goal in this game. In terms of some of his other statistics, let me just scroll down. Total shots 1, accurate passes 2 out of 6, shot accuracy 1 attempt shot, so 1 it scored basically, so 100% shot accuracy. Had 10 touches in 26 minutes. Touches in the opposition box, he had 1 touch. Accurate long balls, had 1 out of 1, so 100% accurate long balls from Boyz. He was dispossessed 0 times out of the 26 minutes. In terms of defensive actions, not much. Had 1 recovery, 3 duels won, 2 duels lost. Right, aerial duels won 2 out of 4, 50%. So not a bad game by Shamar Nicholson. Big up to Shamar Nicholson, because the last international break he had asked the coach to leave him out the squad due to the fact that he wasn't really up to fitness, and he wanted to get back in the groove of things. And since then, I think Shamar Nicholson has scored 3 goals since not being included in the last squad for the international break. And listen, people, when you're a striker, your bread and butter is basically scoring goals. And out of the 2 strikers right now, in terms of out of Shamar Nicholson and Mikel Antonio, he's the one that is producing at the club level. Not to say that when he comes to play for Jamaica, he should be starting over Mikel Antonio, because 2 different dynamics in terms of what the coach is looking for. But the good thing is he is on form at this moment in time. And Shamar Nicholson at the start of the season, or even before the season, was facing uncertainty, in the sense that everybody that wonder say, yo, where will Boyz be? Where will he be in terms of where will he be playing his trade? And enough people that say should I go up on a next loan or try find a permanent move, especially due to the situation happening in Russia and Ukraine and all them things that maybe you don't want to put yourself in that position again. But Nicholson returned to Spartak Moscow. He was backed by his agent, and his agent stated that, listen, he will be here for the upcoming season. And even when they did say that, me never really believed that Shamar Nicholson would be getting a lot of games, just due to the fact that, it seemed to me that Spartak Moscow was going in a different direction. But listen, Shamar Nicholson, for every chance we get so far this season, he has taken those chances. You get me? So it shows, not only that he has the skill set, but he also has the mental ability to go in these tough games, take him opportunities, them score him goal them, and he's reaping the benefits of that. Deacon, in terms of Boyz, you're familiar with him. How proud are you with Shamar Nicholson and his recent performances?
Yeah, man, I'm proud of him, man, because he did take that break, he did ask for that break, and to be fair to him, he would even start the matches, right? Everyone knows that he's out of favor with these coaches that come in, and I think it was the right decision to ask for that break. No make no sense you come from where Russia, you're not really start any of the matches, and yeah, you see me. So I like saying they're on farm now, and I would be shouting out for Boyz to start that USA game. Mikel Antonio no show nothing, brother. Enough game now Mikel Antonio play, and him not show nothing, dog. What has Mikel Antonio done of late under the Steve McClaren era, other than missed chances, act like a slab up top, not really doing anything to affect the game in an attacking way? Like Shamar Nicholson gets chances and he scores chances. Shamar Nicholson gets him to go scoring situations. So if Liam Bailey is there, Demarai Gray is there, I want to see Shamar Nicholson start up top. This name thing will be put to rest now. You see me? Him not perform. What Mikel Antonio do other than stink up the attack line. So we need to see Boyz start that match against the USA, brother. You see me? Plus, him and Bailey have chemistry. You see? Him and Bailey have chemistry, so yeah, fam. Well, yeah, maybe Shamar Nicholson would have started over Romario Williams. You are right, PM. But if Romario Williams got a chance in that game, he missed empty goal from a header. Yes, he did score. That he did have a score anyway if he never took the ball in the net. So, when I really look at that, yeah, that's Nicaragua, but he want to play in the big games. You see me? So, yeah, bro, I personally want to see him against the United States.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the Shamar Nicholson situation between him and Mikel Antonio is that every time Shamar Nicholson up on a goal scoring form, people always say, yo, you can't play Boyz over Mikel Antonio due to the fact that Antonio have the Premier League experience. But so they can't even call you publicly because you are hypocrite. Because what do you tell you say, yo, when I take a man from our next league, if he might perform from the championship to play over our next man will not perform. You stated on the last live stream, I mean, I want you better talk right now, brother. You see me? I say, you on the last live stream stated that, oh, you rather take a man we're playing a higher division, but not the pan farm, rather than a man who are playing at the championship. Now, we all know that the Premier League is a better league, people, than the Russian league that Shamar Nicholson plays in. However, out of the two strikers, Shamar Nicholson is on farm. So, can you please answer this question? How is it that last time on the live stream, you say, you're not take a man from a lesser league that is performing compared to a man who not perform in a better league? So, more you call for Shamar Nicholson. Answer that for me there.
Okay, sure, I can easily answer that. Because you're missing out a whole lot of other points that I did make. Where is Aston Villa? Where's Aston Villa in the Premier League? They are closer to the top of the Premier League. The team is performing, right? That was one of the main things that I mentioned as it relates to Leon Bailey. He's starting for that team. The team is performing. Even up to the other day after you did see me at the show, the man go reply with you with an assist, right? In reply right away with an assist at the very top of the league, at the very top of the Champions League. Where's West Ham United? West Ham United have been struggling this season. And Spartak Moscow is playing in the Russian league. Don't you forget that before this thing with Ukraine, the Russian league was respected. They had at least 2 spots in the Champions League. Right? It was a respected league. It is a competitive league. It's not a league like where you talk about with Scandinavia or none of them league. They are Serbian league. The Russian league was levels above those leagues. It is levels above those leagues. You see me? And Shamar Nicholson is proven. Somebody know what you are talking about, brother?
Got you. My researching. Go and tell the people. My look on something still. Got you.
Bro, like, yeah, that's completely different, dog. You didn't mention Scandinavia League. Like, what does that have to do with anything? You see me? Spartak Moscow is a big club. You see me? Spartak Moscow is a big club, bro. Big league. Top players play in that league and played in that league. So not because you don't see them in a Champions League no more. Don't forget where they were. Zenit St. Petersburg. These are established leagues that have top players. So we are talking about this is not a Scandinavia, or a Serbian league, or a Slovenian league, or a Croatian league. The level is good. The level is above. Quincy Promes. You have Brazilians, Malcolm. All heap of top players, Axel Witsel. All heap of top players playing at them league, there, brother. So it's not as if it's a punk league. And the war really make Russian league not as highlighted anymore. Nobody know how to market them. Nobody know how to do a whole lot of things. But that doesn't mean that the quality of football has changed. Russian league is still a respectable league. They had Champions League clubs. They had clubs that performed well in the Champions League and went far in Europa League. Spartak Moscow are one of them Spartak Russian team. They almost knocked out Aston 1 year in the Europa League. They are top about. And they always have a good showing of themselves in European competitions. So don't come tell me no foolishness Boyz is a poor league and whatever.
No.
Listen to me. That comparison is completely different. Because I mentioned Leon Bailey playing at the very top of the Premier League. Where's West Ham now? Mikel Antonio is playing in a struggling West Ham team and he's struggling himself. You see me? That's completely different.
Yeah, but listen, I didn't call the Russian Premier League a bad league. I didn't say that. I'm saying that the Premier League is a better league than the Russian league. You get me?
So mention every context that I mentioned. I never just say somebody are playing in one league. I mentioned where in that league he's playing. Now Leon Bailey is at the top. You ask me if there's a championship player, Zine, that is on form and plays in Leon Bailey's position in the championship. If I would start him over Leon Bailey and Leon Bailey's current form right now in the Premier League, and my answer is no. No way I'm going to start a championship player on form. So I'm going to ask you this question. Last season, perfect question. Omari Hutchinson was on form for Ipswich Town, playing right wing for Ipswich Town. And you're telling me if Omari Hutchinson's form last season was the same this season, and he was in the championship, and Leon Bailey form is the way it is right now, you would start Omari Hutchinson over Leon Bailey on the right side for the national team?
Yeah, if Omar did then. No, hold on. It's a freeze up. Yeah, say if Omar did then at the championship and he might perform better than Leon Bailey within the Premier League, would have started Omar.
Yes, if Omar had the form that he had last season championship playing right wing, you'd have started him over Leon Bailey that is at the top of the Premier League, even though you have Depan little form where you claim saying Depan. right now, just because of a quote-unquote 5.9 rating. And the man reply right away with an assist. No, brother. Come on, dog. The man is not off form. He's just having an average season. He's just having an average season. An off-form
You know the
player,
funny thing is, people.
bro, an off-form player is different from an average player that is different from an on-form player. And you have to match the level of the leagues. If Trevante Stewart are performing in a Serbian league, him those start over Shamar Nicholson or Mikel Antonio that are playing in the Premier League. Because the level at which they are playing in those leagues is nothing compared to the level of international football. So the Serbian league, they are so international league, they're right here so. So not because they are performing right here in a Serbian league means that you can perform at international level. Trevante Stewart, I'm a killer, but when he play for Jamaica, I'm stink it up. When he play in Syria, I'm stink it up. Yes, Dini? So the level has to be taken into consideration. You don't think if Liam Bailey did not play in a championship, wouldn't that star up that? The level at which a player is playing has to be taken into consideration. It's not simple.
No. Listen, I agree with people. I agree with the kind in terms of the level of competition that players face week in, week out. It is important in the selection process of a national team. However, in terms of your question about Omari Hutchinson and Leon Bailey, people, if Omari Hutchinson in the Prem right now had the form that he had last...
I never say in the Prem. I say if he was in championship. Answer my question right. I said if he was in the championship, the same form we have last season. I never say if he was in the Prem.
People, listen, if Omar did at the championship right now, and in the form when he did last season in the championship compared to Leon Bailey, who isn't really doing much right now, if you tell me to pick either him or Bailey going up against whether like a Honduras or like a United States of America, me I go with the man with the inform. And listen, context matters in the sense that one thing fair player at the one form, right? Me accept that, you know, players have them time here and there, whatever the case is. But you have certain players where when they're not depend form, them still give you something extra in terms of like there's still something respectable surrounding their performance. Now, I've watched Leon Bailey this season for Aston Villa, and people, the amount of games that Leon Bailey has played so far this season in which like he's just poor defensively and going forward he's poor as well, you know, being dispossessed, you know, doesn't have that burst of speed we used to have compared to last season. So there's not something that you're getting from Leon Bailey where you can say, no, you're not the form, but at least we get something from you that is benefiting the team. You get me? I say, even against Bologna, Leon Bailey didn't have the best of game. He was dispossessed on multiple occasions. So if me have Omari Hutchinson that is in the championship performing and he's on the form that he was on last season, I'm going to put Omari Hutchinson over Leon Bailey. There comes a time where you just have to drop players. And this is why I have a problem with Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United, because when you look at Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho, and from last season, Eric Ten Hag tell people say, yo, he might try to play Marcus Rashford in a form. People, there comes a time where you just have to take a player and protect the player and tell the player, say, listen, you just have to go work your way in at the first team from the bench, and you play Amad Diallo or somebody else. Hold on, you play Amad Diallo or somebody else over that person that is not on form. Fear is fear. Me not say everybody. Hold on. Me not say everybody. You go select based off merit or whatever the case is, because England select Harry Maguire enough time, not off of merit, but because he still gives something for the national team. You get me? I say, but there comes a time where you just have to hook off a player and say, listen, that money with the on farm, I go start over here, brother. And that's how me see it.
And that's why I love use realistic situations. Who you have a hook off now if Bailey fit? Put in our side. But I like hypothetical argument, you know, right now. Leon Bailey is not on form, so who you have to play on the right side over him?
But I'm not calling for Leon. I'm not calling for Leon Bailey to be drafted. I'm just saying if there's a player that's performing better. One
argument realistically and tell me. Because y'all call say the man off form. Y'all call say not play good. So who you going to put over him if him fit? 100% fit Leon Bailey right now. Walking on a national team, walking on the right spot.
Me not disagree.
So who is that player? Who is that?
No, but this conversation wasn't about Leon Bailey. This was about Nicholson and Boyz. I mean Nicholson and Antonio.
Yeah. And what's the level is not that far apart. Plus, Boyz have credit in the bank. Boyz performs and scores goals for Jamaica. Am I right or am I right? So we can't keep on. And like say Romario Williams may ask for start over Antonio because Antonio now play well. If that was the case, then you could have argued with me. Because which power Romario Williams are play? That's not a level for me to say, yo, all if Antonio off form, Romario Williams supposed to come into the team. That I would agree with. But Shamar Nicholson is playing on a respectable level. And right now he's on form. So with that notion, I would say he has to start. And I would play him. After Boyz are not far from Mikel Antonio in what he can do for Jamaica. When last Mikel Antonio actually score a goal in an open play? Mikel Antonio do a stink up the whole game, bro. Especially when the national stadium, then Mikel Antonio now do jack shit.
So why is it that when me up on YouTube and me talk about the poor performances from Mikel Antonio, everybody beat me and say, yo, my bad man Antonio, bad man him for what? Your bread and butter as a striker is to score goals. And from when me I say, yo, Shamar Nicholson must start over Antonio Morwell. The only thing we can say about Nicholson, where they him actually never depend from. You get me I say, so me never really that advocate for him to start over Antonio. You get me I say, but in general, whenever Boyz is on form, he must start better because he's a goal scorer. You get me? So Mikel Antonio in recent times, hasn't been pulling up trees in terms of scoring goals. But big up to Antonio still because in the recent game, Antonio kind of come up big in terms of taking the penalty down at Honduras, and then against Cuba, Antonio never have a bad game, to be fair enough, people. Never have a bad game. Him try set up 1 and 2 player here and there, and them just never take them chances, you see me? But listen, I agree. If Bailey comes back in this national team, obviously Bailey starts. You get me? I say, but I'm just saying, if there's a player that plays in the championship or you have a player that is on form, then I would start him over Bailey. Currently, I'm not seeing nobody on the right wing where could have started over him. You see me? I say, but me prefer to play players where they in a form compared to players where not depend form. You get me? I say, I just some see it. 1 and 2 players can get away with it. Like if I Ethan Pinnock not depend form, I'm not going to start a King or start a Bernard over him. I say no, still start Ethan Pinnock because for one, him have credit in the bank, and Ethan Pinnock is that type of player in terms of quality where on the day him can just do what is needed to help the team. You get me? I say, but Leon Bailey for one doesn't have credit in the bank, and since the start of the season, Leon Bailey hasn't really been performing for Aston Villa. But again, if there's a player,
he hasn't been poor, he hasn't been great, he's just been average. This social media stage where I see players that do this and players that do goal for numbers, make you forget that players can just be average. Not because you end up on farm means say you're poor. Not because you end up on farm means say you're playing trash football. You just not have the numbers then for back up the hard work where you are put in, which is the bare minimum. So I don't like say he's having below average performances where people have to diss him up. Or people just said, where's his quality gone? His quality is still there, still being shown. A matter him did have injuries, which we know is a fact. And it take you a while to get back in your feet, especially if you're not a world-class player, which Leon Bailey is not. Look at Bukayo Saka, I'm out for weeks, and him come back and in first game back, he never did need all a 10 minutes to match before. First game back, bam, knife up stinking Roberts, slam dancing on it. That is what world-class players do. Leon Bailey is not that. So you have to expect that there's going to be some level of gradual progression with his play. That means that he's poor. It just means that he's playing average. And average Leon Bailey starts for Jamaica. I'm going to see nobody else out there where they can farm in a whichever league them a play can start over an average Leon Bailey. And that is my point.
Yeah, and as we say, if there's a player out there for me that is unformed, somebody else agree in the comment section. All right, so we'll get to Greenwood. Because Greenwood is a tricky one in terms of if he gets in the national team, where are you going to play him? Off the right hand side, or you go play him central? I get me, I say. But in terms of Bailey, right, people. Now again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be playing in the national team. I'm just saying if for the November window you have a player leading up to the next international break that is on form on that right hand side, then I personally would play the player that is on form. And it goes back to even recently when Tavon Gray did for the national team. I mean, no enough people, they're not fans of Tavon Gray. And I'm not the biggest fan of Tavon Gray either, but I'm going to be fair. I said, coming into the international break, Tavon Gray is on better club form compared to Dexter Mbikisa, who hasn't been playing much football, right? Tavon Gray gets in the team, eventually make the Concacaf team of the, what do you call it? Team of the tournament so far? Or team of that break, but whatever the case is, but in they met the starting 11, they met the Concacaf Nations League starting 11 for that international window. Get me, I say as the right back, we play against Honduras at the national stadium. Limbikisa was poor people, and before the game, I tell the kind of say, yo, play Tavon Gray because for one, he had a good game against Nicaragua, and second of all, he's on better form at the club level compared to Dexter Mbikisa. And him say no, but eventually Tavon Gray went on to make the team of the whatever the case, Concacaf of that international break. So big up to Tavon Gray. So that's why I'm saying I prefer to play players based on form. 1 and 2 players who have credit in the bank and they're of that quality, them can get away with starting in the team, even if they're not upon the best of form. But they kind of talk about Bailey not being poor this season for Aston Villa. Leon Bailey has had 2 games so far this season with a 7.2 match rating. Against Ipswich, had an assist. In terms of the second game, how you pronounce her name? Wakombi? Wakanda? Wycombe Wanderers or Wakanda Wanderers, but whatever the case is, right? Never watched that the game this day, but I watched the Ipswich game, so I can tell you guys that he had a good performance, you know. And then the game when we come on as a substitute, we never watched the game there. I wouldn't play again. Who Villa play? I wouldn't Villa play yesterday.
Yeah.
I never watched the game there, so I couldn't tell you about his performance. However, I did read something that stated that he had a positive impact as a sub, seeing that he got the assist as well, and overall he had a good game. That me did read, right? But if you look at some of these match ratings for Leon Will, 6.7, 5.9, 6.2, 6.3, 5.9.
Average. They aren't poor. They're average.
I mean, the first game of the season was against Bournemouth, right? No, that wasn't the first game of the season. The first game for Bailey was the game against Leicester City, 6.3. His second game, 6.5. Let me take a look. Let me take a look on the 5.9 game, people. Let me take a look on the 5.9 game in terms of Bailey statistics or stats surrounding this game. Let me just take a quick dive. Oh, this was the Bayern Munich game, right? Liam Bailey literally had a poor game against Bayern Munich. He was double subbed in this game, you see me? So we can't go around that the one day.
And he was injured. Context matters. Remember, they never start for a reason. What was the reason why Emerson take him off and him get the double sub?
Yeah, but you made a video, didn't you? Made a pre-recorded video stating, I did say something within the lines of whether or not Unai Emery's lying. No people did have to believe that Unai Emery lied about the look injury.
I never stated that he was lying. I made a video reporting that some people thought he was lying. Easy yourself, you cannot tell a lie for me, you know.
And what was your opinion in general?
Bro, it was clear that the man was injured.
So that's
hold on. God, put my face on this to dog. You don't laugh with me, no dog. They can you bewitch the Bailey fanboy. Brother, don't put that side of my name, brother. Don't put that side of my name. You. Eruption, this eruption. Who are which Bailey fanboy? But just have be fear. Brother. Simple. Don't put Bailey fanboy side of my name, youth. That me I try to tell you. Move forward with this. About Bailey fanboy.
Bring up the statistics on the screen for me there. Bailey played a game, 6.2 match rating. I know the problem with Bailey this season, people. Well, to be fair, he has been injured. So basically I play minutes here and there in terms of like 61 minutes. He now played the full 90. But this game, 6.2 match rating. Minutes played 61. Right? 0 goals, 0 assists. I could take some look on him. Some look on him stats. Accurate passes 13 out of 14. Chances created 1 in this game. Attack, block shots, then block him shot 1 time. He had 38 touches, successful dribbles 1 out of 3. Passes into the final third 2. Corners 2. He was dispossessed on 4 occasions. So Decanio, in terms of your opinion, what do you think about that game then? In terms of him stats?
Bro, you don't need to ask me about the game, but don't know same about which game that. Who them play against?
Fulham. Look like a Fulham.
Brother, you watch a game, there is just an average performance. Out of the whole attacking line, everybody else was fired. He was lower. And the only reason why is because maybe someone had a key pass will lead to a goal, or someone had an assist, which is going to bump up your stats, right? We cannot be judging this player off of numbers on a FACMAB website that is stats-based. What about his defensive numbers, which is also important in the Premier League? What about his the coverage he might make on the field? What about all of those stuff? And every game he might score or assist. He's not a world-class player. That does not mean that he's poor. If you average up all of those ratings, I'm sure you're going to get over 6.5 rating if you average up all of the rating them so far at the start of the season. You are going to get over 6.5 rating. Obviously, you have some matches up. See there? Average rating this season, 6.67. That is average. That is not a performance of a poor player. Normally, when you see people in a green, those are world-class players you see in the green. Regular players, average players like the one that Leon Bailey is, are going to have average ratings like that so far this season. So he has not been poor. 6 started, 2 assists, 0 goals so far. That's average. Expect world-class. You yourself said that he's not a world-class player on multiple occasions. So why are you expecting world-class performances from him? He is not world-class. He's average. And so far, he has been playing average. So what is wrong with that? He's an
Jason,
average player.
Jason Gona, big up yourself. What you say, Jason? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, Jason. What you say about Bailey? Me personally not saying nothing then at the national team in the November window. But I'm just saying if there's a player out there that is on form, I would start him up for Bailey, Jason. What you say, Jason? You that take a player with the on form and start him up for Bailey that is not on form. Now, despite the fact that Bailey isn't world class, people, I'm of the opinion that he isn't world class, right? However, we can't deny that his performances for Aston Villa this season, it has been poor. You get me? I say it has been poor, and we can't go around that. Whether due to injuries play a part, I would say that injuries, it has played a part surrounding his poor performances for Aston Villa. But you take away injuries from the equation to a certain extent. In general,
injuries though, if it is a factor,
it is one factor. I'm saying it is one factor. It is one factor. So put that aside.
Them not no coverage. Them sell Diaby like some big idiot. All of the pressure is on him. Him after play injured. There's no other quality winger that they have other than one youth to them buy that is not even proven at this level. So if him have a knocking, them better inject him or take some pill and some painkiller and him have to go to go play.
But look on Jason.
Reach that wear off. Performance never start drop.
But look on Jason coming. Jason said,
he's been injured, but then you have to take out the main factors, the reason why he can't progress so far this season.
But watch out, Jason said,
remove the factor to make your point. You have to make your point based off the factors.
But listen, Jason said he has been average. Well, Jason said he has been a little below average for this season. And in comparison to last season, in terms of how Bailey started last season better, even if that come off of the bench compared to this season. Okay, if you want to use injury as a driving factor as to his poor performances, then fair enough, me get that. Isn't me? I'm not really up on YouTube for win no war. I don't think they're debating nobody like for win or blah blah blah. Isn't me? I say, matter of fact, Shamar, Nicholson and Antonio would supposed to talk about. Which would talk about them? But as me say, big up to Shamar Nicholson, played today. 26 minutes, got a goal, 7.2 match rating for Spartak Moscow. And as me say, people, he has been taking his chances so far this season. So hopefully it continues leading up to the next international break, which will play USA at the National Stadium on the 14th of November. So, big up to Shamar Nicholson once again, and big up to him agent and the international agency. I can't remember, International Dynasty. Yeah, big up to International Dynasty. But once again, people, stop what you're doing quickly, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now,
one sec. I just want to address it comment. I did not say that inform the drop, listen, brother. It is obvious inform drop, but all I'm saying is last season, right? I'm not saying he's a world-class player, but last season he had a quote-unquote, people would have called, given the situation, a world-class season, right? He had a wonderful season, a brilliant and over-average season. Zine? So now this season him start off and he's having an average season because he's an average player who overperformed last year. So now he's having an average season. Him season not poor. He's not having a poor season, He's having an average season. He's not overperforming like he did last year. So all I'm saying is you need to gauge your mind. Not because he's playing average means that somebody that is on form in a lower league starts over him if he is fully fit. If he was playing poorly now, then I would understand. But across all competitions, look at the stats and Jason Guna just said. 5.9 something rating in the Champions League. Because I must say the one match in injured and must say the other match him did play. Poor performance in the Champions League. All right. Zine, Premier League, he's been okay. Average. EFL Cup, him take it at a level up. If you average out all of that, he's had an average season. So just move on. Leon Bailey, an average Leon Bailey, starts over any unformed player in a lower league. Simple. Especially if the team that Leon Bailey is playing in and he's starting in that league and in that team is at the very top of the Champions League and the very top of the Premier League. And that's what I see. It's not for Leon Bailey.
The funny thing is, people, today is not the punk of the week. And if it was, I would have given the Canyon. However, I say that to say, kind of lost my thoughts. But what am I trying to say now, people? What am I trying to say? Hold on.
Stay tuned for the start of the week at the end of the show, guys. What am I
trying to say with the kind of people? It's funny enough with Reggae Boy supporters in the sense that you have a player that is playing at a different level. He's on form compared to Leon Bailey, who is not on form, right? Now, when Leon Bailey has been on form, he performed poorly for the national team. We all can agree on that.
No.
Well, hold on.
No. Talk facts. Leon Bailey and Farm last season never played for Jamaica. In his best ever period for Aston Villa, him don't play a single game for Jamaica.
But
So
what I'm
don't
trying to say,
say
what I'm trying to, no, hold on, people.
In his best ever period for Aston Villa, him don't play one single minute for Jamaica. So
People.
don't tell the lie.
The Canyon must learn to listen.
No.
Let me just say now. Last season was Leon Bailey's best season in his overall career. We can agree on that. However, it doesn't mean that he hasn't had good seasons before in his career when he was at Leverkusen. I remember, or I am sure that when Leon Bailey was at Leverkusen, at one point in time, he started to represent Jamaica. And for a period of time, hold on now. For a period of time, he was on form at Leverkusen when he was representing Jamaica. So I'm saying, even when he was on form for periods, whether it's a little purple patch or whatever the case is, in that time period, whenever the international break did further around, he didn't really have good performances for the country. Hold on now. All right, so what you know?
Life for the man now. When in the Leverkusen and him just start playing for Jamaica in a youth, Bailey was playing well. As since him go Aston Villa and starting a one bagger issues, start of one bagger issues with injury, with coaches, and Aston Villa in a relegation, and all them things there. Them time them start performing bad for Jamaica. When Liam Bailey just started representing Jamaica, he was playing well for the country.
So let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. Name all the games in which Leon Bailey has played for Jamaica.
Do not ask me that.
No, but bro, hold on.
I cannot tell you all of the games. I can tell you what I remember based on a period.
Not all the games, but tell me one or two. But tell me one or two games.
Dog, something like you done somewhere. I'm going to look by and tell you a game when played 3-4 years ago.
All right, tell me some of Bukayo Saka standard performances to Arsenal over the years.
I can't tell you because he's so consistent. Every game Bukayo Saka play, I say, whoa.
Right.
So I can judge Bailey based off periods. And in that Leverkusen period that you're talking about, he played well. He start to play stink and start to play like a biggie that went on a sense. When he start play for Aston Villa, not when he was playing for Leverkusen. That's what me I try to say. And this is not me picking up for Bailey. All me I try to say is Jamaica better off wing talent now is crap. And stop using hypotheticals. Me tell you, name the player we're going to take in game. Even if he's playing bad. Once him fit, name one championship player. Name one winger in a Jamaica where I take him on spot. I agree that we have to wait for to see that. I don't rate Leon Bailey highly. But at the end of the day, the man is quality to a level that we do not have. So if him fit, him start. You keep on say if this, if that, if this, if that, if this, if that. If nothing, what is the reality? Jamaica does not have any winger to the level of Bailey or who is playing at any farming position. So if he is fit, he starts for Jamaica. Stop if, buts, and maybes.
People, I just research something quickly. Forgive me. I'm just trying something quickly.
Stop if, buts, and maybes, brother, and get back into the topic of the show. I'm not chat about Bailey no more, brother. Demarai Gray with it, and if we are chat about Bailey, we are talking about the Habs with the JFF. Because you can't tell me a player right now who are going to take him game.
No, bro. Me never say nobody.
No, I don't want no more hypotheticals. Stop saying
I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it any hype. No, but no, I'm not giving it any hypotheticals. I literally. But I literally stated that they.
Name me the player, and you cannot name me the player.
All right, but you're not giving me a chance to talk. Give me a chance to talk.
No, I'm not giving a chance. Name the player.
Bro,
otherwise, the conversation doesn't make no sense. Name me the player. Name me the player. What the name?
I said at the start that there's no player right now. I said.
I'm there's no player. Why are we arguing if there's no player? Where's the player? When that player arrives, then we have that conversation. Make we move on. Simple. There's no player there. Why are we having this conversation if there's no player there? You want this one but hypothetical crap. When we are talking about a realistic situation, this stem from Antonio and Boyz, and you have come bring up Leon Bailey, and Leon Bailey in a position. Leon Bailey now nobody we can take him in game. Talk about Antonio and Boyz. Antonio is playing trash. And Boyz are playing at a good level. And Boyz is on farm. Boyz are playing.
All right, let me just say this, right? I literally stated at the start that there's no player in the national team right now that is on that mother start over Leon Bailey. I don't really like to Bobby Reader for the right-hand side people. I rather say a natural right winger in that wing position. I get me and say, so in that sense, I would say, you know what, me not mind if Leon Bailey start. However, if there's a player leading up to the international break in November that is on better form, I would start him over Bailey. Reason being, I stated that when Leon Bailey has been on form before and in play for Jamaica, he has been poor. So imagine a Leon Bailey leading up to the international window that is not on form. Me can't go say, yo, he must start over somebody who actually dep on form. He must have worse performances then. Because if the man dep on form and not perform for the country, imagine when he's not on form and playing for Jamaica. I only see a man beat him, you know. And let me just pull up something quickly. Before we get the first call, let me just pull up something quickly, because when Leon Bailey last played for Jamaica, it was back in November of last year, right? So if we're looking at the start of last season, right, in August, which is the 8th month of the year, look at these stats from Leon Bailey. So his second game, 1 goal, 1 assist in a 4-0 victory over them can see them no blind like in a 4-0 victory over Everton. Then in play Palace, 3-1 win, 1 goal, right? Then next game. Hold on, stop this. 8 games gone this season. 8 football games. Look on him stats in 8 Premier League games. How much that? How much that? 2 goals, 1 assist. How much him have right now? 2 assists. That is 1 goal involvement less than last time. 1 goal involvement less than the last time. Let me just talk, right? So, let me just talk. So him play against West Ham, him get a goal, I believe. Then him forward against Luton, him get an assist as well. Then him forward against. Hold on, bro. Let me just finish now. Then we're reaching a November period now. Let me see which date. Let me see when Jamaica did play Canada last year. Which want to see the date? Bring up the caller. Oh, watch your style. Big up yourself, Gunners boss. Before I go through. So we play Canada November 16th of 2023. Bring this on the screen. November 16th of 2023 now, people. All right. So I could see now, leading up to November the 16th, so the international break, we play the first game the 16th. So after the 12th, then international break, right? So Leon Bailey was in good standing leading up to that international break, and you were at the National Stadium for that game against Canada, at the National Stadium, in which Leon Bailey had a poor game, missing numerous chances, and then hold on, he played against Canada away from home, and he also had a poor game as well, even though he was on form leading up to that international game. He missed empty goals. Gunners boss, bring it yourself. We are talking about someone overall performance. He missed bare chances. That is what I said. I say Leon Bailey had a poor game against Canada. I say missed 3 big chances, and I have a block on my channel when I posted 3 chances. Because for some reason, I did a video every single chance he missed at the time when it happened. And to mount a bad old chip when it happened at the time. When you can go up on Gunners channel go see. I have never mentioned that he had a poor game against Canada. I say missed chances against Canada. All right. Clear if you're talking. Gunners boss, go through. Big up yourself, Gunners.
Yeah, man. Bless up, man. From last week, from the other day, I listen you're on the Gunners. Step on that conversation, you know. And you beat him bad on that conversation. Gunners, I don't agree with you. Hear the truth. I don't care which league you're playing for. If you're not on form and you're not playing at the level that's expected, you can't get no calls, sir. Leon Bailey, now every time.
Yeah, break up. Yo, Gunners boss. Presser, you hear him?
No.
Gunners boss, you have to start out the audio. Make we get on.
Alex, big up yourself.
Big up. I pray.
Good.
Yeah, man. So, based on what I said still, I feel like, if we left Bailey out of the squad still, honestly, nobody really can take him game permanently. But if him forward in a setup, I don't think him to start still based on recent forms and based on him injury situation. You get what I say? I just see why it's a thing. But we have to call him up. He's a Premier League player just like Bobby Reid, just like Antonio, and no Bobby Reid, Antonio, nor him not depend form right now per se. So we have to be fair. However, I just wouldn't start him though. Would I call him up, but we will not start him. You see me? Honestly, my whole take on it, Bailey to me, I don't know if people just afraid to say it. I'm just not consistent with Jamaica what I look for, bro. I don't know if I over expect or I have me have high expectations. But like, bro, a man score 1 and 2 goals, 1 and 2. What's it like? I don't know. I expect this player like, you know, a star baller for a type of side, bro. This one danger man. You know, say fan him there on the field, him gonna put on. I've just never seen that over the years with Bailey at Jamaica. I just the truth. Rate the ball, I'm proud of him, but I just the truth, bro.
Who you start over him?
Who man start over him?
Yeah.
One of the wing of them we have, a Norman Campbell, bro, a Ronaldo.
Against America.
What you say?
You have to ask Norman Campbell to play up against Anton Robinson. We are playing a Fulham, a flying Fulham team right now. On farm too. Anton Robinson is on farm. You have to ask Norman Campbell. At the level that Norman Campbell is playing at every week. You have to ask him to go up against Anton Robinson and play against him. When you have Leon Bailey, we are play at a higher level. That Anton Robinson will fear.
Yeah, but
knowing him from Aston Villa.
Remember the man injury issue. We can't just...
No, but him not injured right now. We see him look all right. He was rightfully benched for having average games, and you can't be having average games in a team that wants to be playing top 4. So he was rightfully benched. He came on. He got an assist. He was threatening, right? That's the last game we are talking about now. I did not say the Danish league was a crap league, Jason Guna. That did not come out of my mouth. I did not say the Danish league was a crap league.
Yeah, man, Danish
league.
No.
I did not say that. You hear me say that, Alex?
No, you not say that.
I did not say that. But it is a lower league than the Premier League.
It is. Premier League, I bet.
Anton Robinson looking at a Norman Campbell, he that now drive no fear now, he might go play with confidence. Bro, you know, we're going to play America. Hold on 1 second as well. This is another thing
I just the fear factor still with Bailey would have bring. The same my top winger still. Honestly, against the US. So yeah, you have a point to be honest. Nobody now start over him.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And the thing is as well, because Presser also mentioned the Nicaragua game. No, I agree. Tavon Gray had a brilliant game not even brilliant, because he didn't do something you don't even like. But he had an okay game, a good game against Nicaragua. But that does not mean that the level of Nicaragua you have played will translate to you having a good game against the United States. That is the reason. Listen to me good now. That is the reason why Premier League managers will trust younger players in EFL Cup games against lesser opposition, but will not trust them against Premier League opposition. Why? Because the level is lower. You can play those players and feel comfortable. But you can't play them players there against higher quality players. They might look on them and shrug off that, brother.
But
so
Alex,
yes, Tavon Gray can play well and look good against Nicaragua. That doesn't mean same go play well and look good against USA. And that does not mean that Dexter Lembikis are having an average game against the United States. Means that Tavon Gray will come on and have a better game than him. You have to understand levels in football. The level at which players play, that is very important. Yeah, tell me with the Mount Pleasant that scored 10 goals so far this season. You're going to play him just because he might be one of the best starts for a Premier League season ever. You're going to put him in this lineup against USA over Leon Bailey.
But Alex, nobody is saying go get every player with the form in a JPL and start them over everybody in the national team. However, I said that certain players, Alex, them can get away with not being on form. You get me? I say, well, other folks where you select the team is based off merit. And I give example about England selecting certain players, not based off merit, but based off them always available and them always perform. You get me? I say, however, sometimes it comes a time where you have to just drop a player and say, listen, you're not performing well, so our next man I go start over you. And my problem with Decano is, right, in this whole Leon Bailey situation, you tell me, say, look on the Dexter Lembikisa versus Tavon Gray. Nobody thinks that Tavon Gray is the best right back that we have or that we can have, right? However, the man is playing good at his club. He played good in the last game against Nicaragua. I would rather play him against United States than Dexter Lembikisa, who is not playing much games and is not on form as well. Why am I going to play a man when I'm not on form? Even though we are playing Dexter Lembikisa with credit to him having at the bank, he's still performing poor. So I like to say him not on form and he might play for the national team, but he might perform.
I don't think so. Which goals we concede with Dexter Lembikisa side?
Bro, it's not about the conceding of goals. I'm just saying he's not.
We lead to a goal. He has not been playing bad. He just a play average.
All right then, everybody average.
You now understand nothing is wrong. What is the expectation of you guys from Jamaican football players? They are not world class players. So if them have average gamers against top quality opposition, nothing is wrong with that. Especially if the team leaves with the result. That is why football is a collective, especially when you're a crappy team. especially when you don't have world-class players. The quality and the togetherness of the team will make those average performances come together and make one result. And him alone play poorly. Holgate had a trashier game than him, but guess what? Jamaica got the draw. They ended the whole period at the top of the table. And the mission was completed. And the coach managed it perfectly, apart from the fact that we need to play well at home. And we need to score goals at home. He play the better player in the harder game and play the softer player in the softer game. So if the softer player look better than what the better player played against a harder game in. Nothing wrong with that. When I play against lesser opposition, he's playing at his level where he can show up. You see me? Come
But
on,
Alex, may have some on screen. You know, the funny thing is, I think this is this season, you know. Since Dexter Lembikis has made his move, the man need to play a position as a right back, which I'm not watching his team, so I don't really understand that. So he's playing as a left back, centre mid, and right mid. You get me? I say, so you know, I don't understand the kind of still, but that's his opinion.
But
Respect
he's not
it.
played poor, so why drop him? He's
Alright,
not playing poor. He has credit in the bank. He performs when he plays for Jamaica. Which mistake you see him do where lead to a goal? Which goal you see I concede on him side where he has the next time you feel do better? When he was in one-on-one positions, I have not seen him get beaten. I have not seen a winger done him. He's been solid. Nothing is wrong with average performances in football. Not because you watch Manchester City every week means you expect Manchester City quality performances from Jamaican players. Be real.
Alex, make a final point. I not say that to him. I say the players must be world class, but Alex, just make a final point.
But on the Bailey thing, him have a point. Bailey would have to start against the US, but I don't feel like him have the full game still because again, him not so. I don't feel like him fully fit to can get the full game out for them. That's just my thing, Panny. You see me? Yeah, but again, him have a solid point as regards to the Bailey thing. Looking back on it, none of the players them in the Premier League were representing a really depend on form, you know, bro. If it be
another question before you go as well. What do you think about the original conversation we have? Boyz or Antonio against USA? Boyz is Antonio.
It's two of them to play, but it's a you know I'm gonna pick Antonio though. I just pick Antonio, honestly. Both are going good though. And it's a hard one, that's difficult different. Both are going very good, bro. And better Antonio now, stats wise, but the more better experience to me, I just get a shot. Both are last game through him. I never like that miss the way he missed what they have. But we can't hold him for that alone. Still.
Antonio has missed in every game as well though. Yeah, so he did have the last game the way he missed, but in that same game, in first half, Antonio missed.
Both missed the doors still. Both missed the doors. We should have win that in the game.
And plus, both are in the offside as well. So you have to make that into consideration. Even if you put the ball in the back of the line, the flag was up.
Never call outside, man.
No, man, the flag was up. The flag was up. So even if you put that in the back of the net, the flag was up and no bar in it.
Alright, but as
so
I said,
you can disregard that.
It's a 50-50 for two of them. Because both can start, bro. Believe him, go on good for more there.
Alright, big up yourself.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, man.
Topics them now.
Yeah, Danny Richards, big up yourself. Boyz and Nicholson. Yeah, big up to you two player them. Danny Richards, big up yourself. Don't know Danny Richards, the biggest baller around there now. Followed by Jason Guna. Kevin Pacey, big up yourself as well. Alright then, so people, I could talk about Demarai Gray. Demarai Gray is the next player we need to discuss, right? So Demarai Gray this season, people. So I wait for Demarai Gray in the Saudi Pro League, you know. Hasn't been playing much. Let me just bring him up on screen. Hasn't been playing much for I think his team is Al Ettifaq, right? Al Ettifaq in the Saudi Pro League, managed by Steven Gerrard. Now we know that Demarai Gray made the move to the Saudi League last summer. It was right, not this summer, the previous one of last year, right? Played 20-something games, 3 goals, 4 assists, right? Now I don't know the quality of the Saudi Pro League in terms of I've never watched it before. I don't ever sit down and watch a highlight. Good, man. I tell the people because when I not see no crowd in stadium, I say, boy, now I feel that energy. But anyways, I don't know if it's a case where Demarai Gray should just go down the Saudi Pro League and rack up goals here and there, or whatever the case is, right? And I don't think you just walk in any league like that. I go just like score a goal and get big assists just because you're forward from the Premier League. You know, I don't think that football works in that way, right? Now we have leagues that are lesser leagues in which the quality of the opponents are not as much in comparison to other leagues or the league that you're coming from, in the sense that Demarai Gray is coming from the Premier League. You'll be thinking to yourself that he would have gone down at the Saudi Pro League and he would have scored 10, 15 goal, 20 goal like some other players, you know. But that's not the case, right? Now, in terms of this season, people, and what Demarai Gray has done this season, he has only played 3 games for Al Ettifaq that is managed by Steven Gerrard. Average match rating so far is 6.42, minutes played 132, right? And these are the games that Demarai Gray has basically played since, well, let's not factor in the Venezuela and Ecuador game because that was back in the Copa America. But since the start of this season, right, he has played against Al Akdud, I think that's how it's pronounced, Al Akdud, right? Al Adala and Al Tawoon. Again, people forgive me for the mispronunciation of these names, right? But if you look at some of his ratings in these games, it's not the best, people. Against Honduras, 6.9. We all saw that game at the National Stadium. Demarai Gray did not have a good game. Played 84 minutes, 6.9 match rating. Against Nicaragua, 7.0. Against the team in the Saudi Pro League that he played, the opposition, 6.7. Before that, 7.3. Got an assist in this game, 7.3. Against Honduras, away from home, 6.8. That was in the Concacaf Nations League. And against Cuba, 7.5. You think that game was a 7.5 against Cuba, Decanio? Eh? You hear me?
Oh shit, but he muted.
Yeah, that boy muting Mike. Yo, brother, all right, people. The game against Cuba, I think it was a 7.5 game from Demarai Gray.
No, and that comes on to the point when we did a try to make to you before. You cannot be watching these stats and fuck up because he had clear-cut chances and he missed them. He was one-on-one twice. You see me? Blast it over a bar. The man get a shot where normally he would have just compose and slot it in and the man slam it just a hard kick on the keeper. You see me? So in the moments that mattered, he did not do anything. So a 7.5 is not warranted in that game. And that is a clear example of the reason why I'm saying you cannot be watching these fuck mob ratings and making a judgment of that. You see me?
But in terms of Demarai Gray, people, he has been struggling, from the injury to his shoulder back in before the Copa America. He missed the World Cup qualifiers due to that injury, right? And he was rushing to gain back his fitness. And ever since then, Demarai Gray just he hasn't been the same player for Jamaica in comparison to, when he was on form. And just in terms of how he play, in terms of like when he face up against defenders, etc., he's not getting past them. He's not getting in behind the defensive backline as quickly like one time as he used to like one time. And, it just doesn't look good for Demarai Gray. And I remember one of the international breaks when he returned from the international break, I think Steven Gerrard stated that, because of the long flights and whatever the case is, him now go select him. I'm trying to remember if he made that match day squad, but in the last two games for Al Ettifaq, he hasn't made the match day squads. You get me? I say he hasn't made the match day squads for the last two games. I think Al Ettifaq played yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and then the game before that as well, he did not make the match day squad. So you can have to ask yourself the question: what is going on for Demarai Gray at Al Ettifaq? Surrounding his career. Does he have a future at the club? I'm not going to say he doesn't have a future at the club, but to not make the match day squad in the last two games, you have to ask yourself questions surrounding the fitness of Demarai Gray or, his form at the moment in time. And there was an article a couple years ago. Well, not a couple years ago. A couple years ago is that's a bit of a stretch. But last season when he moved to the Saudi Pro League, there was an article in which Demarai Gray shed some insights on the Saudi League, right? And, the headline for this article was Saudi Pro League isn't as easy as you'd think. Former Premier League star highlights difficulties with playing in Middle East. And I highlighted some things that Demarai Gray said. He went on to state, telling 442, and I quote, "Moving was a big change." Gray tells 442, "The heat in September had me thinking, if it's like this all year round, I don't know how long I've got left because my tank is empty. At first, it was difficult to adapt to the crowds. Sometimes you'll see the games with low attendances, but people who moan don't understand that if we play on a Sunday, it's their Monday, a working day. Also, you might think the standard would be really easy for somebody coming from the Premier League, but it's not as simple as you think. Cristiano Ronaldo said he ranks it higher than League One, and he could well be right. League One in terms of the French league, in which I don't watch the Saudi Pro League, but I know say the Saudi Pro League is nowhere in comparison or near to the French league, right? But Ronaldo's there already. Anyway, I'm going to say
pause, and that is where I have to call you. Because see, Nicardo, I don't fully agree with everything that Nicardo said.
Hold on, can you let me finish? Let me
No,
just
we
finish.
can pause right there. So I read something and I like
All right, got you.
I read something. So Nicardo make a point right there, so I agreed and disagreed. But because you mentioned that, me I go pull it up. You can't say you know watch the league, but yet still a Cristiano Ronaldo says something.
Hold on. People.
Cristiano Ronaldo says something. A Demarai Gray says something. And you know when don't watch the league at all. I'm gonna make an assessment based off what these players are playing in the league is saying. And you're gonna say you know watch the league. If you know watch the league, or you're gonna know.
People. Don't make that boy get me riled up on the live stream now because you're telling me, listen, with all due respect, hold on.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here now. I'm not saying it is a better league. All I'm doing is asking you one simple question. So don't come twist it up and make it seem like that I'm saying league is a better league. I'm just asking one simple question. How do you know it is not a better league if you do not watch it? And that is a fair question that anyone would ask. If you listen.
People, I press I talk to you. Like what Vegas say, Vegas I talk to you. I press I talk to the people. With all due respect, I can formulate my own opinions, right? I respect Demarai Gray to the highest level, seeing that he's a professional football player who has played in the Premier League, played in the Bundesliga, and now he's playing in the Saudi Pro League. I respect Ronaldo for playing in multiple leagues and being not only a world-class player, but one of the greatest players ever. However, I am not going to be a follower of Ronaldo telling people that the Saudi Pro League is probably better than the French League. The same Ronaldo was said the Saudi Pro League is better than the MLS. Everywhere this man go to take a dig at Lionel Messi, has taken a dig at Messi. The same man was said the Euros is probably as equivalent to the World Cup. You get me? And say people, the same man will moan over the World Cup and him not winning the World Cup and all these things and try to use trophies to, try to, match it up to trophies where Messi win or Ballon d'Ors where Messi win. Now, I've watched the French League for multiple years, and the French League has produced wonderful players over the years, world-class players. The French League produced people like Thierry Henry and all those people. You get me? Say the Kylian Mbappes of the world, the Bernardo Silva of the world. When Mendy was at Manchester City before the whole court case thing, who was then produced on the French League? Multiple players. Hold on. You cannot tell me. Hold on.
How much of them stay and actually play in that league? How much of them?
But I'm saying they produce these players. The French league is no bum league, people. Hold on. The same Mason Greenwood that people are up in arms for, he plays in the French league. You have people like Bradley Barcola who's coming through the French league. He's one of the best. Can you let me finish? He's one of the best players in the French league. I can go on about wonderful players in the French league that they have produced over the years. You talk to me about the Saudi Pro League. The Saudi Pro League hasn't produced anyone because they're just coming into football. So a league that is new to football is all of a sudden going to be better than the French league. Come on, people. Come on. Let me get the call on. Big up yourself. Come on. Me not to watch the Saudi Pro League for no it's not better than the French league. Big up yourself.
Watch your style and Nicardo before we get on the call. Nicardo, just click the link and come take on the league. I fool that, Oh, you know, for watch a league and you want to comment on the league where you don't.
Okay, so watch out, people. The JPL. So watch out, people. Watch out. I'm not gonna say no.
No, bring JPL in this. No, bring it in.
No, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm not gonna say another argument. You know, I'm not gonna say another argument. Now, people. Me not watch. Let me see which league. Me not really watch. Me not really watch the MLS. Hold on, no. Me not really watch the MLS, right? Me watch the JPL over the years. Me not gonna say the JPL better than the MLS since me not watch the MLS. We don't need to watch the MLS. We know so the JPL are better than the MLS. We're not trying to say.
Level of players that are playing in that league.
Review, big up yourself.
The level of players that are playing in the Saudi league.
Review, big up yourself.
Yes. They don't have to produce. Hold on, review. Hold on. You don't have to produce to be a good league. You can import and still be a good league. Once you have good players, once you have competitive players, you're a competitive and a good league. It has
make review I got you from me. Make review I got you.
So again, you have to answer the man question or not. If you don't watch a league that has tons of quality players, who are you going to make a judgment that that league is crap?
Review, big up yourself, review.
All right. You can't answer man.
Hello?
Review, I got you. You hear me? Got you now, review.
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, you know, we the narrative that the rankings of the leagues are not important is misguided. And we made this narrative because
we want to sneak this player and that player into the squad. And it's very unfortunate. You know, and to talk about form, a player is in form, the leagues are important. Rankings in life are important in any field that you participate in. We have Leon Bailey playing in arguably the best league in the world. And he's playing for a team who's currently third in the table in that league. And the suggestion is that a player playing in a lower ranked league must play over the player in the higher ranked league. You know, that's very unfortunate. That means if a player is playing in the Premier League, for example, in the JPL and he's on farm in Leon Bailey's position, he must play over Leon Bailey. Like, hold on, reviewer.
Nobody is saying that. Obviously, and every league player that is performing in, you go pick him up from the JPL or some of them league and say, oh, start him over Leon Bailey. However, if you have a player that is playing at a league that is as equivalent or close to being equivalent or has some form of quality that is well respected across European football, then that player on form can get over Leon Bailey.
Equivalent to Prem?
I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it is.
No, but I hear examples where
you mentioned the equivalent
championship. And you also just said that your point was about the league being equivalent. So my question to you is Scandinavian League or Scandinavian leagues and the championship equivalent to Prem?
I did not say that. I did not say that. Go through review.
We can't have rankings and equivalent in the same breath. You know, those things are oxymoron. The ranking mean one is better than the other. You know, for example, Harvard is better than UWI, for example. There's no equivalent between Harvard University and UTech. Harvard is ranked the best university in the world for academics. It doesn't mean
that the new students. Hold on. I got you.
You have a student at Harvard who gets, say, 85 in math, for example, and a student at UWI will get 95. I'm picking the student over Harvard at Harvard. I'm picking the student at Harvard, and because the student at Harvard has gone through more academic rigor. You understand? When people talk about rankings, we have to focus why the rankings are there. What are leagues are people being ranked on? Rigor. Leon Bailey at his club experiences greater rigor in that position on a weekly basis. He and the players who are defending him are better defenders, smarter defenders, faster defenders than players in a lower league. These things have to be taken into consideration, and the rankings tell you that, and the poo-pooing of the ranking is very sad and unfortunate. You know what I mean? The rankings are there for a reason. After the last 13 Nobel Prize winners in chemistry, Harvard has 3, UWI has none. You know what I mean? Like, how do you explain that then? Are you going to say they're equal? The rigor must be taken into consideration. I am going to take a player in the Premier League who is on the bench over a player in the JPL who is playing every week.
Once again, nobody. Listen, reviewer. Nobody was saying
the rankings. Yeah,
but reviewer.
You mentioned Dan James, and you mentioned Dan James being so good in the championship, and when he go Manchester United, he was crap and he was thing. You yourself mentioned a whole lot of these examples when it comes to your side, But just because of the players of the year side, one of Jamaican players, where you clearly have a whole lot of agendas about for different reasons. Now you start to switch up your tune when it comes to Jamaican players. But when a Manchester United player,
when I'm speaking, I'm not only countering you.
You can think rationally when it comes to that club, and you can look at a Dan James that performs in the Championship and think it up in the Prem and make fair assessments. But whenever I come to Jamaican players, you clearly have some agenda against them, brother. It is there for all to see. Shall come at Monday as the dude in the hat is changed up his stance. You can't twist yourself up in a
when the narrative is all over the Jamaica footballing space, where they try to compare the Premier League player to a JPL player, and that player is quote unquote not performing well, so the player should play. And I'm like, there's a reason why the players in the JPL, my friend. There's a reason why. There's a reason why the player is playing in the Championship. There's a reason why the player is playing at Barcelona. There's a reason why the player is playing at the MLS. There's a reason why the player in the USL. What are those reasons? The player was assessed by scouts, and the player was graded at a particular level. And that must be taken into consideration.
Let me ask this question, right?
Constant belittling. The constant belittling of rankings is very sad. It's very, very sad. You know what I mean?
But review, let me say this, review, right? Let me say this, right?
My friend, if a player is playing in the Premier League in England, and he's able to make the bench, if you are able to make the bench for Manchester City, there must be something about you that got you through the door. What got you through the okay, you're not playing Sunday, but what got you through the door?
All right, review, you have to give me a chance to talk, All right, what channel?
Leon Bailey has been assessed at the highest level. Go ahead.
Listen, let me DJ. So what may I try to say, right? Now, anybody, I'm of the opinion that anybody that thinks that, a player that is performing in the JPL must start over Leon Bailey, that is not on form. I disagree, right? I'm not going to say them delusional or stupid, but I would disagree with them. That's my opinion. I would disagree, right? Because, obviously playing in the Prem obviously means something in terms of you have to be of a certain quality. And if Leon Bailey not on form and you have a winger down on the JPL where I tear it up, I would rather select Leon Bailey to go up against the United States of America than a player that is in the JPL, right? However, not because you play in a lesser league to an extent. I'm not talking about the JPL, but if a player plays in the Championship, or a player plays in like the MLS, for example, or a player plays in like which other league may I use? The Portuguese league, right? It doesn't mean that player is that player, because he's in a lesser league and they're ranked less compared to the Premier League or La Liga. It doesn't mean that player is not of some quality, because if you look at Omari Hutchinson, for example, you're telling me Omari Hutchinson, who, let's say, hypothetically speaking, he's on form and he did at the Championship. You're telling me, say, even couldn't start in the Jamaica team over Leon Bailey that is not on form? That's what you're trying to tell me?
I would say no. Okay, I would say no. Because you have to, you're ignoring the rigor. You're ignoring the rigor of the league. You're ignoring what might be causing the player to perform at a particular level. A player who is starring up a lower league, for example, if you put that player in Leon Bailey's position, will that player excel?
And I think the question that we need to
ask is, who will that player excel? And I'm using Leon Bailey.
Yeah, I think the question that we need to ask, Zine, is hold on, one second, reviewer. The international level has different levels as well. Zine, Now, if we're talking about the United States compared to a Nicaragua, now if a player is on form in a championship and we have to play in Nicaragua, all right, give Bailey a rest. He's playing at a lower level. If you're on form in the championship, you're supposed to can perform against Nicaragua. But if we're playing against the United States of America, the level at that international level from Nicaragua to USA is not the level of championship. Championship level players are below the level that United States players are playing at. Pulisic plays in Syria. Zine, Weah plays in Syria. Pepe, I don't remember which league Pepe playing at. If Pepe still a start for them, because them switch striker all the while. Zine, but Balogun plays in Liga. Anton Robinson plays in the Premier League. Zine, Tim Ream, I don't remember what Tim Ream are playing now, but just last season he was a Premier League player. The level at which these United States players are playing at is higher than the championship. So now if a championship player that's on farm is coming to play against the level of United States players, he does not start over Leon Bailey that is playing at the level or even higher than those United States players. That will drive fear into that those United States players. That will cause United States literally shift their tactics to accommodate him. That can open spaces for other players. There are so many things that you have to take into consideration other than the fact that a player is just on form in a specific league. Go through reviewer.
You guys are very, you guys discuss the issues and you guys discuss on a very intelligent level. And I know that you guys are responsible. But you see, this narrative, is used to equalize overseas-based players with the JPA players. I'm not saying you guys are doing it directly, but people who have bad intentions, they do it all the time. Oh, so-and-so is on farm, and and Demarai Gray is not playing well, so Demarai Gray must go on the bench, and that play. And also, when we talk about a player, we have to grade players over time, and we do a poor job of doing that. We have to grade players over time and assess players over time, because Maggie was we were raving over Maggie. He played well in one game and not so well in another game. I am not saying the player is a bad player, but what does the player do over time? Maybe he's in the USL because he does not play well at the highest level consistently over time. And we do not care about consistency over time as well. You know what I mean? We do not take into consideration the thinking level of the player, how the intelligence level of the player. How the player react, the reaction time of the player, how the player react to the ball, what the player does when he's not on the ball. These are things that people at the highest level take into consideration more so than team at the lower level. And you cannot say, okay, a player is playing in for Leon Bailey. I'm not using Leon Bailey as an example, but it could be any other player. He's quote unquote not on farm, so that means drop him and start another player in another league. But you have to ask yourself, if that other player was in Leon Bailey's position in the Premier League, how would that player perform?
Review, big up yourself.
If Maggie was playing in the Premier League week in, week out, would he be starting up the Premier League?
All right. Me get where I review, but we have an next. We have an next caller here.
You must consider.
We have an next caller.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, big up. Big up yourself, caller.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself again,
You're gonna. So yes,
Hope you know hear me now.
Yeah.
As me that said earlier, from where you just have beat the kind of so with this argument about player with Leon Bailey and current farm. First thing before me even go there, so with you and your co-hosting. The heading said something about Leon Bailey. I'm in a touch that topic there. I'm interested in that topic there.
Yeah, when I reach the side.
As me said earlier, with there's too much conflict with Leon Bailey. If Leon Bailey if he just walk away from the national team permanently and just say, me can't bother you, man, Jamaica too much things for me. More than the whole heap of talk in an interview and them things. They just say, you know, I'm playing a ball for Jamaica, you're not interested or whatever it is. Because we don't really know it. If you is a man where represent your country or your nation and you do it for the love of the nation, me not see where the whole heap of back and forth and conflict and all these things. Me tired of it. That me kind of tired of that. So just walk, man, if you just walk away from the team then, man. Because me not think it is a lot of other countries, all the Haitian them left God Dominican go practice and play ball, and the Dominican people them abuse them and do all kind of things to them, and them still could have go out there and go find ways and means to play ball in a war-torn country. I'm sure no say they not get no money like that or nothing, because them the place there, you know, a different thing in them the place there with the money thing. And it's not about money with this and that. It's too much with him. I know if you don't agree with me, no, but it's too much with Leon now and the J. I mean, I'm going to say Leon wrong or him right, you know. I mean, I know where the problem is, but it's too much from day one when Leon Bailey get called up, from the first call up until now. It is too much, and it is very distracting. So it's either you're going to play, man, or you're not going to play, man. But nobody go around with the ball.
Well, Gunners, to be fair to Bailey, I think on the YouTube space, people will beat Bailey enough, you know. But in recent times, him say him fought back in a national team, and we just have to take him word for it, you know. The reason why I'm never fought recently are due to injuries and, you know, niggles here and there. So I'm not gonna say he must pack up and left the national team. I think him still have enough to prove, you know what I mean. I think Leon Bailey won't miss an opportunity in terms of going to the World Cup, you know, because, you know, growing up, that is something that every footballer would have dreamt of in terms of helping Jamaica to qualify for a World Cup. So
what is his new gripe?
We have a get tonight, man. When
I say it.
No, I guess.
He was basically...
Yeah, but after Demarai Gray, that's how I go.
Yeah, it's kind of like the interviewer just a rekindle a tribe, and you know, interview was scared.
He was asked a question about the national team, but we not get to say it. I have a video clip to play.
Okay. Oh, so you should go on for 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, like your own.
I'm my football.
We are wrap up here now still. But we go. We are getting that, man.
Gunners.
Yeah.
Me no feel right today, brother. As me say, the warrior, I cry. Say him lose Manchester United. Come on, man. You know, man. That 10 have been on the hot seat for 3 years now. I mean, I tell the people them say 10 have been not like. And the man they are crying and talk about him and go broke up all in nice X6 glass and all them things. Yeah, madman, me never been so emotionally invested in a nose farmer.
No, mash up phone personal already, man.
Mash up phone and all them things.
They never buy them back. Personal already, man. I can see next video, I dig up the video and show on that. Gonna now all personal already, brother.
I want to bang at them when I work no more.
No, man, smartphone, brother. Smartphone as you see, brother. I'm playing in a wall pass. But that time I'm younger days still.
No, man, you can't be so, you know, I mean, people take it different, but me can't be so emotionally invested in any sports. Danny Dread, pick up yourself. Over here, so I'm a new resident, you know. Can't bother with everybody or anybody in a for them thing no more. Tired of everybody a call and a jump on the JFF all the while. They say Mr. Speed, for me tell Mr. Speed same to come off of the internet and go deal with football. Mr. Speed, come off of the internet, you know, because you know, say a PS scandalous people over here, you know. And I want to touch one more thing. Oral Tracy, you know, say nothing wrong. Oral Tracy, me never get me commenting in the one comment section, but me I say it, him not say nothing wrong about some of the YouTubers them. I don't think him a paint the thing with a broad brush. Him have him favorite them where he might include, but if him say YouTubers, enough of them YouTubers them, I call their name, you know, but me know them then enough. Whether them there in the space I get interview or not, them just want to see things for start criticize and say bad things and talk all kind of things. Them too enough. They don't have no certification, so we don't run up in a people thing about. In a USA, Shannon Sharp work for Fox, and him have Club Shashi and him have Nightcap, him have Ocho Cinco. The things that them can run up in an NFL thing, so if them now work, they bought them at the podcast and I ask Tom Brady them and back then who are playing now and go ask Aaron Rodgers them and them no question. Not even get seen in the press conference area. So the press conference area is supposed to be I know the YouTuber them oral still. Are the people them with them slack way of doing the press conference and have the place open up where everybody can come into the media area, come ask some foolish question and want enough of themselves and feel like them big. Coach, when you ask people who you affiliate with, oh, I am sure sports, him certified, we not take the talk from them people there. Who you are so affiliate with? JBC, KLASFM. Those are the people we are talking to. We not talk to no man because we don't have no clickbait to no look no for no man.
Well, with all due respect, Gunners.
Let me answer that today. Because I have whole heap of people where even recently there was one that was representing mainstream media where asked the coach one idiot question when the squad was named about a player not in the squad when the squad just named and the player was on the squad. So simply in quote unquote journalism, which is listening to what has been said, asking questions based off that. The first they could do. I think it was the Norman Campbell question. The man asked him and say, yo, when Norman Campbell there, wait, one specific player there, when the player was on the squad. And that person, I don't know his name, but he was representing mainstream media, traditional media, I say. There's any. So, bro, anyway, you look on it, it happens all the time. Even before I was in YouTube as a fan, I always shared that same opinion to an extent that Oral Tracy shared as it relates to some of the questions that were being asked. I thought that the people in the press conference is kind of too like a friend up the coach. You know, if you have a friend up the coach, brother, you're there to ask questions and dig deep and try to get as much information in the limited amount of time that you can. And for me, before I start YouTube, I just felt that not only YouTubers, but anyone that was in that room, I don't think that they were asking the questions that I wanted to hear as a fan. You see, it has nothing to do with YouTubers. It has always been the case for a good while now. Even from traditional media.
So you say Oral Tracy should have taken it out for more than the YouTubers.
Yeah, if you talk about the people in a film space too, where I ask some crooked question and I ask coach about why a man there in the squad when the coach just the man in the squad and they have the list there to see what the squad is. You see me, the coach just named the man I asked man why the man there in the squad. The whole press conference, everybody where did I listen? I said, the brother, you're madman, him sick in the head. Him not say them there in the squad.
Let me say this, Gunners, before we get on Nick. You know, the Oral Tracy thing for me is I respect all YouTubers, right? And I'm not gonna say a man have to go to school YouTube doesn't require school. That's what I see it. As I say, now obviously if you want to enhance yourself, you go to school for whatever reason that is, right? But if you look across America, for example, you have people, and remind me of him name, him up on ESPN and him have a big YouTube channel. Him talk about NFL and basketball and all the sports in America. One white man, have like shiny hair. As I say, can't remember him name. Pat McAfee. Pat
McAfee.
Yeah, man. Them one they are big YouTuber. You see me? I say which school them? Well, me don't know if up him going to school for like YouTube. You see me? But no, ESPN. Look, hold on. Gonna ESPN lay off enough people. You see me? What them are pay money because them just now get the numbers and them when them drop a Pat McAfee where can pull numbers on the platform. Whilst him have him YouTube channel and him forward on ESPN and them give him one segment and that is a YouTuber. You get me? I say so. With this thing, with
Premier League official page as well. Them have James Alcott.
Before you talk about Pat McAfee, let me tell you something.
Nick, you can join the convoy here.
Most athletes in America, the Charles Barkley's and all the Shaq, them and the whole of them. You know what they major when them go to college?
What?
With them 3 and 4 year is speech and what you call it there, because the easiest class that you take, you have to just show up some class and them take that class where them go talk and them thing there. That's why them have the certification, the auto sinkers of the world and them. That's why them have them certification. Speech and communication, them major, most of them. Where you see get them job there on ESPN. Pat McAfee is a man who play football, yes. Him get involved in the WWE thing and him have that character and him have millions of followers on ESPN and him left bigger money from the people them who did have him when him had the Pat McAfee podcast to go to ESPN because him make them know say me I go do what me do over here and them allow him because them want, I just said them want the click. So I who have the following. If you have 3 million followers on your thing, Fox go to call you right now, you know. But to the people them no like you know Because I don't keep it straight. I don't keep it honest. Them not like so true that them now run up on a channel to get one.
Yeah, but you talk about going to school, right? Enough of the journalists them in Jamaica go school. Enough journalists in England go school and them going to press conferences and ask some of the stupidest questions. I see man ask Fergie one time, but if you have a blank check, who you that sign? The man said like, what? So I see journalists will go school ask stupid questions, and this is why I'm not going to say that journalism is a dying breed, but a lot of people look to YouTubers across different topics to give them news and for entertainment purposes. A traditional media journalist is just not doing it for a lot of people like one time because you have YouTube and a lot of people is on YouTube and them create content. So what Oral Tracy did was disrespectful, and you see what I'm saying about YouTubers. I not really find that in itself disrespectful. I find disrespectful when him brand Simon Preston as a YouTuber, like all the one that was sitting up there beside the coach, him a YouTuber too. That's disrespectful to me because it make it seem like them just pick up Simon Preston off a road at the YouTube and say, oh, come be the press officer. No, Simon Preston can speak and all them things that can hold him money. Get me and he's work on multiple platforms. So we work with the disrespectful, isn't it?
Defend your platform and make Simon this.
No, I'm not defend Simon Preston. I just say it's not a defend a YouTuber thing. You get me and say, but me just isn't me and say. But me myself still gonna
like when Oral come out, and you don't understand so Oral is a viral master. Every time Oral come out, Oral get viral, click heart up some people that make some people attack pay things where him not say, and that I go on, But big up on yourself, me there I go and enjoy the show. Me I go and listen and comment in the comment section when it come to the Leon Bailey part, because that you really want to hear. And before you tell me to big up myself, you see the little brother where you say go over Saudi Arabia, go play. People have to, when you go in a certain country as a professional, you have to adjust to the situations over there. When you can't get opportunity to talk about it, you cry about you can't handle this or you can't handle that. You're weak, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So that me a say on that. All right, let's come more.
Nick. Why respect this super chat?
I'm there, man. What on?
I'm there, man.
Yeah, yo, Simon Jordan.
Yo.
Yo, me not like that statement the way me, brother. Me not like that. You can't watch the highlights properly or watch the league and then you want to give a critical analysis on the player, brother. I bet they just leave that behind and just say what you have to say. But when you do that, nobody now gonna take it serious, brother. But you had to see when I talk about Dan James in a championship the other day for your show too.
Yeah, but watch out. Again, it's like you ask me about the G League, what them have in America that is below the NBA, right, people? I don't watch the G League. Hold on, man. Let me
watch it style as a football channel, so please use football analogy. I don't watch them sport day. I don't watch none of them sport day. So if you are going to have football conversation, it's a football channel. Use some football analogy so we can understand now, please. Come on, watch no American sport, brother. So please use football analogy so we can take you on the right way when you chat your food. I thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna go in a football, right? Nicardo.
Yo.
The Vanarama League in England, you see me? Me not watch the Vanarama League, but me can tell you that the Vanarama League is not better than the English Premier League.
National League?
Yeah. Me can tell you that is not better than La Liga. Is it better than La Liga? Yes or no?
No, it's not.
All right. So I know the quality of the championship. I know the quality of the MLS. I know the quality of the French league and what they have done over the years. And I'm gonna go look on me just because Ronaldo moved with the Saudi Pro League and tell me say the Saudi Pro League is as equivalent to the French league or better than the French league. Come on, I'm not have to watch the Saudi Pro League if you know say that not better than the French league. I'm
asking is the quality of players that are in the Saudi Pro League. Are those quality of players in the National League? So you have to use the players that are playing in the league as for judge your assessment as well. There are so many top quality players playing in Saudi Pro League. And there are so many of them that say the same thing that Demarai Gray and Cristiano Ronaldo have said. And Cristiano alone said, you look like you're clearly a
but people, what Dicanio and Nicardo is failing to understand, the Saudi Pro League, or not the Pro League, the Saudi government, they're trying to not only rely on oil for the next coming years, but they're trying to be like entertainment industry, and this is why they've invested heavily in the sport. So when them sign a player will go to Saudi Pro League, obviously I'm gonna go say, yo, me feel like say the league are better than the MLS, or me feel like say the league in the next 5 years I got better than the English Premier League, and me feel like say we can play in the UEFA Champions League. Come on, like these players are being paid to say these things. Like, let's not be delusional when it comes down to the players that move over to the Saudi Pro League.
Where's your proof? Oh, you know, say if a man is being paid, just a man can just be honest. Why do they have to be paid to say these things? If a man feel like they must say Toko Ekambia come out and Leon, you know. And Leon him come out and so if him feel like say him left from Leon and go Saudi and Saudi harder than League One where him come from. Who are you to say I pay the man I get paid to say that? Come on, brother, go through me.
Karim Benzema was arguably one of the best strikers in Europe when he left. What is Karim Benzema's stats at the moment?
Man has been crap. Kante. Kante took a while to adjust.
Firmino. You can name it, Roberto Firmino. These players have been underperforming. It's not something that you can just walk in, bro. It's a quality league. You know, the quality is there. You understand?
Let me just say this, right? If you look at the Saudi Pro League, and we got to like the Al Ettifaq and the, some of the other team, I can't remember their name. Let's not just look at the individual superstars where them signed for these respective teams. Let's look at the makeup of these teams and what them can do against like a French team. Now, if you tell me say you can play where the club Ronaldo play for people, where club
Al Nassr.
Al Nassr, and what they want to name or play for?
Al Ali.
Al Ali, right? If you tell me say you can put them team then at the French league to face up against like a PSG or Olympique de Marseille, who has been playing brilliant football so far this season. Unfortunately, them will lose to PSG, right?
Yeah.
Me not feel like say them just dog walk them French team there. A competitive game, I'm about the French team them to win.
How about, I think it's probably like 2 decades ago, how about when the big mighty AC Milan went down by the Brazilian club in the Copa Libertadores? Yeah, in the FIFA Club World Cup, I must say.
We also saw where Al Nassr gave Inter Miami 6-0.
No, you see thing with the Brazil now. Brazil them I got a football.
No bother with it. Preston, no bother with it. No bother with it.
Come on.
No bother.
Me just I said them eat, sleep and
Flamingo beat them.
Yeah, but we are now saying that the Copa that competition there, them Brazil team, the Flamingo and them team, they're hard for me. We see the football with them play for the years, man. Like me see Flamingo play against City where they and City have hold a piece of City have pressed them and me see the man them pass the ball out from both in them goal. I say backside. So we all know the Brazil teams in terms of the quality of football that they play. But 9 times out of 10 them now gonna beat some of the big teams them in Europe.
So how would you rate the Saudi Pro League, compared to the standard of European top 5 league?
It's nowhere near. I mean, I watch it. I know that.
Hold on,
so Ricardo, it sounds like you watch the league, So what's the quality like in comparison to the top 5 leagues? How far are they from?
The locals are really good. Even if you look at the Saudi, the National League, or them come and work up and play. The Al Ashiri, these players are quality players in the Asian continent. You understand? And if you put European standard with those players, you will get the best tune out of those players. And look at the foreign coaches have been going down in Saudi Pro League. You have George Jesus, just coaching. I think it's Al Nassr right now. So if you look at
just left too.
Quality.
Look at this. Look what you think about this team. This team is at the top of the league. Don't you think this team could compete?
Bro,
we all know Renan Lodi.
Yeah.
We all know Renan Lodi. I think they're playing a World Cup as well. I don't remember my name, but in face family and they playing a World Cup.
And Al Nassr, the one that have the goal.
Exactly, Malcolm. These are all top players. Plus, if you have a whole lot of top players and you put regular players around them, the level of the team is going to go up.
And this team is probably arguably the best team right now.
They are the best team. They're top of the table now.
They are the best team right now.
No, I'm not defending the Saudi League, and I'm not saying that the Saudi League is better than Liga. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, no, we're not saying that.
However, I disagree with the fact that you're going to say that you do not watch the league, and you are going to say for sure that it is not better because these players. I think this team would challenge for top 4 easily in League One.
And Gunners, if you break it down, Lodi, was one of the best left back in La Liga.
Exactly.
Koulibaly, just a few years ago, he was Serie A best center half. Cancelo is probably the most all-rounded wing back we have.
The funny thing in this conversation, the funny thing in this convo,
and this is a team without Neymar. We are not add Neymar to it yet.
Let me just bring up some on screen. The funny thing with this convo is that whenever individuals like yourselves talk about the Saudi Pro League, you all talk about the 3 or 4 top teams in the Saudi Pro League. You talk about the Al Hilal, you talk about the Al Ittihad, where I think Benzema play for, and you talk about the Al Nassr, where Ronaldo play for. Al Shabab, I don't really know the player that will play for that. But going down the pecking order, you have Al Ittifaq, where the Genie Wijnaldum, Demarai Gray play for. But Al Ittifaq is not the best team, or one of the best team, or close to being one of the best team. Hold on. But we only talk about the 3 teams in the Saudi Pro League. Now, if I talk about the Premier League, I can talk about multiple teams. If I talk about La Liga, I can talk about multiple teams. Other than the 2, hold on, Ricardo. Other than the Barcelona and the Real Madrid, we can talk about the Sevilla of the world. We can talk about the Valencia. We can talk about the Atletico Madrid and other respective teams. The Getafe, the Girona since recently. The Premier League, other than the Big 6, we can talk about West Ham being a good team whenever they're ready. We can talk about Aston Villa and the Big 6 now. Aston Villa. You get me? I say we can talk about a multitude of teams. If we go to the French League, we can talk about multiple teams other than the top dog PSG that are quality teams that can do well in Europe. The same big Man City used to play in the Champions League. Well, them still playing there. And when Leon knocked them out of the Champions League. So we've seen teams across Europe in the top 5 divisions that are not traditional, the big teams, hold them on against the big boys of Europe. When you ask me about the Saudi Pro League, when me not watch, I admit some not watch. Other than the Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Nassr will have the superstar player. How many other teams in this league you think that doesn't have superstar players can hold them on against the European teams?
You don't know, can you not watch it? And that's all we are saying.
You only ever hear about.
Do you watch it? So why are you going to make an assessment of a league when you know watch? When you even watch highlights, you know watch the league. So just low it at that. So I bet you say I think.
Yeah.
But don't make it plain and clear. You just have to put yourself on the spot, bro. Because anyone can call you out on that. You mentioned hold on one second, Nick. You mentioned MLS being a way better league than Saudi Pro League. You mentioned it being at a higher level. But yet still when Saudi when Al Nassr play Inter Miami and 6 them give them easy.
That was a friendly.
It don't matter. All of the star players played except Messi, I believe. Messi never played a match, eh?
Yeah, but Pressa,
but all of the regular players played. So I just take out Messi.
I think a while ago I say the traditional club. If you remember, a lot of these clubs that across Europe top 5 league, are over 100 years old. How old is the Saudi Pro League at this level?
Yeah, but so
consideration. This is a league that's growing.
So Ricardo, let me ask you this: you believe that the Saudi Pro League is better than the French league?
No, it's not. That's a delusion.
So what are we arguing about then?
But the quality is there. The quality is there.
But we never talk about the quality of the league.
You know watch it. So you can't, if you know watch it, that is the point we want to make. If you know watch it, you cannot make a fair assessment of the league and compare it. That's all we are saying. You can't, if you know watch it, you can't make a fair assessment. Especially, you know why you can't do that? Because quality players are in that league and a whole lot of quality players are there. And like National League, where you can't even name one player from National League. So that is not a fair comparison. You can't use that in any debate.
Jason, let me answer that question that Jason Kuna. Jason, you think the Saudi Pro League is better than the French League? And let me tell you this, people. Hold on. In true Jamaica, hold on. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. In true Jamaican fashion, what every Jamaican present and work on would I say, when you walk in a room and spirit just not take somebody, you just see them and spirit just not take them. But just look on the Saudi Pro League and know say, it just not better than the French League. Just like when we can look on a man and say, my spirit not take that person there, you see me? And when you look on it, when you do a full circle moment,
you watch it now. You watch it then. You just say when you look on it, so where you look on?
When me,
you watch it or you don't watch it?
Brother, what me mean? Me not feel watch it, brother. Me just look on it and know say no better than the French League. Simple facts.
You can move on then.
But Ricardo, make a final point. Come on, move on now. Topic.
Yeah, man, bless the person.
Yeah, man. You don't have no final point. You have no final point.
I remember just make that point. Different from the topic. I just want to say, with all of us, we co-work them in the space, the YouTube space. We just have to just continue to put in the work because clearly we see it, mainstream media as the journalists back home, they might get lazy. Them not do the work. They get what me say. So you see we know as the youth them. We have to evolve and we have to put in the work and we have to work our craft. And one last thing, we have to unite because if we don't unite, brother, and do the thing properly, it's just not going to connect the real way. You get what I say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, and to add to that as well, when we're looking at the Jamaican YouTube space, one thing I'm really like is, you listen, everybody have them differences in terms of football opinion, which we don't have a problem. But, in comparison to England, a lot of the YouTubers in England, do collabs and so. I think majority of YouTubers in the Jamaican spaces, them do collabs. We see Eddie and Sports to the Bone, you know, me collab with you before, you know, me collab with Dick and you. But sure, I don't say if me reach out to Jason, so Jason, me could do a video, Jason reach out to me, you know. So people, you know, Coach Minzy always dep on Man's Man program sometime, you know, Cranky dep on another program. So I think we do collab, but you know, obviously people have them differences and think, but I mean, if we do more, then the space can even grow more because imagine you have a 4-panel like in England, you probably have a Dan Robbie, for example, like a Lee Gunner, Mark Goldbridge. You know, you see a lot of these people do big collabs before, you know, so in Jamaica, in the Jamaican YouTube space, if people can do that more, then maybe it even drive the content better. But people have differences for different reasons, and you know, you can't really beat a man for them differences, you know.
For them, Jamaica football dead still, you know, like. But Simon Jordan, like how you a man, you know, Simon Jordan, one of your favorite journalists. If you look on Talksport, the man talk about football right through the day, 24 hours in a brother. Which radio program in a Jamaica talk about football 24/7?
No, that is true. And that's the benefit of YouTube, where if me do a show now, you do a show later. You know, Ryan do a show in the night, Jason gonna do a show late in the night after Ryan, and it might be different topics where.
And Jason, who starts in the morning sometime. You get what I'm saying?
So even if a man miss up on a show, and him not willing to watch it back, him know say him have a next program or forward up. You get me? I say no, it's not under one umbrella, but Talksport, as I said, them have the morning segment, them have the midday segment. After a game, them go through a segment, and you know, it's just different things. Cause me know say Jason Gunner is a guarantee where I go break down a game when me I watch him compared to me, where me not go really do a watch along or whatever the case is, you know, the way that me just talk about the topics, you see me?
So Jason Gunner now aim at the bedtime show. Them man the show, I gonna know so they done it put you to bed because the man always start for them thing late. You understand? That's one of the most that I think about the latest show that ever done by YouTube in an hour space. You understand? So big up everybody that and man does work for them craft. Everybody does have to know so you evolve with the time, bro.
Yeah man, definitely. Big up.
Yeah man.
Bless.
So yeah, would you just take a few calls here and there, people? So in terms of Demarai Gray, they suggested or something like them never said that. But in this, Cristiano Ronaldo said he ranks it higher than League One, and he could well be right. But I could also make the case that Ronaldo hasn't played in the French league, so how can he say that? So same like how Uno say, me never watched the Saudi Pro League, or they kind of say, me never watched the Saudi Pro League. Yes, I haven't watched it, and maybe my opinion on the Saudi Pro League is wrong. But if that's the case, then Ronaldo's opinion of the French league is wrong because he hasn't played in the French league before. If he said the Italian league, then me understand that. You see me? I say, but him not playing in the French league. So how is he going to give an assessment of the French league? You know, that is unfair. So see, like how only say my opinion unfair, then Ronaldo's opinion unfair too. You see me? But yeah, people, in terms of Demarai Gray and what's going on for him, you know, hopefully he can find form soon and get some more games. But it is concerning that he hasn't made the last 2 match day squads. We're talking the squad, you know, people. So even the bench, the man depending on people. Not even the bench. He's not there at the starting level and he's not there on the bench. So he has been left out, and it's not the first time as well. Because he returned from an international break. I don't remember if he was on the bench for that game, but I know that he didn't start. So, you know, and you know, Mr. Ryan, I talked about Demarai Gray for a couple of weeks now in terms of, you know, we have to talk about him in terms of his form, because we realize that he has not been playing good for the national team. And am I concerned? For this window, not really, because I feel like we can still do a job against USA. However, we have a busy football calendar coming up in next year. You know, March, if we make it that far in the Concacaf Nations League semi-final and final, we can possibly play. And then you have the World Cup qualifiers. You have the Gold Cup as well. So you know, we have a ton of football. So you know, at the start of the season, with him not playing much, you know, maybe it's just the start, and maybe him can find him way throughout the season. And then when next year forward, we know say, yo, we have a Demarai Gray that is on form, as well as many other players as well. Now, moving into the Leon Bailey situation, we did discuss Leon Bailey already in passing, but what I got to talk about now is he did an interview recently in which he was asked about what do I call it? When did he ask about again? He was asked about you know, in season so far, he talked about injuries, and he talked about, you know, the reassurance of Steve McClaren in terms of, you know, the reassurance that Steve McClaren has given him surrounding the national team. And, you know, he did state that, you know, despite not meeting Steve McClaren in person, you know, he have a very strong relationship with him. And I remember an interview which Leon Bailey did this year in which he talked about how he prefers to have a strong relationship with coaches, and that's how them can get the best out of him. Because under Steven Gerrard and Dean Smith, he never really have a good relationship in comparison to Unai Emery, which Unai Emery looks like he's the type of coach like put him arm around Bailey and around respective players and say, because some players can do on their own in terms of instilling confidence in themselves, and some players actually need the coach to instill the confidence in them and give them that belief and trust, So that's one thing that Leon Bailey wants. So let me just play them 2 video clips and play one first, and then we'll discuss the injuries. We kind of touched on that already, but we just play the video clip.
What kind of conversations have you had with Steve McClaren? Because obviously things weren't good before that in terms of the relationship with the international setup. Yeah,
the injuries, they delayed me going back twice, and it's not the best thing, recovering from injuries. It's a difficult process. A lot of people on the outside wouldn't understand when a player is really injured and what they go through, and mentally, and how difficult it can be. It can be challenging, and if you don't have the right people around, it can get really challenging. And I think that's something that we all have to deal with sometimes. But the relationship with me and the coach, Steve McClaren, is good. I feel like I've known him for years, and we haven't met officially in person yet. And I'm excited to be going back with the national team, and try to just help as much as possible, and just be there and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, so that was Leon Bailey, people. He did touch on injuries kind of derailing him and his progress across the season, and affected his progress with the national team in terms of he was supposed to return for the national team. However, due to a couple knocks here and there and a little injury, it affected him, coming back to play for the national team. But hopefully, he did play the last game. Didn't start that game, but he did play. Got an assist as well. Important point for Aston Villa at home. I think many people have expected them to beat Bournemouth. Well, I'm not gonna say that, because Bournemouth, they're a quality team, and what the Brazilian name with them just by recently? What name?
Evan Nielsen.
Yeah, man, Evan Nielsen has been doing good for Bournemouth. So it wasn't going to be a walk in the park for this Aston Villa team. And I think Bournemouth is sitting in look below the top half of the table, if I'm not mistaken, or just above. But yeah, it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. So hopefully for the November window, Bailey can be available. In terms of what Leon Bailey saying that video, what do you think about that?
I really have much to say anymore, bro. I've said enough. I'm gonna get some comments.
I have one more video for play still, but somebody text me and say Roger win the Ballon d'Or. Now one of them said that I drop.
Unless Fabrizio Romano leak it.
We don't see nothing on the page. Yeah, I'm not seeing news about who win the Ballon d'Or, but I'm going to say Roger win it still, but I'm not seeing nothing about that. But let me just play the next video clip. So this one was around reassurance, and he was asked a question about the JFF and if everything has been fixed.
And have you had some reassurances from him that maybe some of the issues you had before, that they'll try to resolve that, make things better for you? Because it was hard, wasn't it, dealing with sort of all the things you've got here going on with your club football and the huge amount that takes out of you, and then maybe not having the best resources when you went internationally.
Yeah. I mean, it's two different levels, but he's definitely trying to change a lot there. And as I said, we've never met in person yet, but I feel like I know this man for years because we speak so much, and he's giving me all the confidence already.
Yeah, in terms of that, people, Leon Bailey said something very interesting, which, I'm definitely glad to see him say it, in terms of it's two different levels in terms of what the JFF is or what the JFF can provide compared to Aston Villa, where, you're going to get all the different types of amenities and, treatments and whatever the case is. And, when you play for Jamaica, and due to the federation being cash strapped, you're not going to get certain luxury like Aston Villa or certain teams in the European top leagues. And a lot of players that play for Jamaica, they do make sacrifices in terms of coming to play for the country, knowing that we don't have the best resources available, both infrastructure wise and other aspects as well. And look like Leon Bailey did really understand that with previous interviews, especially the one with JFF, when they must say, yo, you know, the JFF now have this and that, and Tara knows what, and you know, we all know say the JFF now have certain things or them can't provide certain things. But you heard it from Leon Bailey with him stating that, you know, are basically two different environments, you know. So with this thing with Steve McClaren, you know, Steve McClaren spoke to him, got back Leon Bailey on board, which is the most important thing. Now, the question that we should be asking is the issue with the JFF resolved, or is it more of the case where, you know, the coach just started Bailey and say, listen, a ball will come to play, so just ignore them things, because we all know the concerns around security and hotel room and all them things there, see me? But I think we really have to know whether or not them are going to provide security for Bailey. And it's not a Leon Bailey thing. If them are going to provide security, then it's for the team, for the coach, for the respective players, for the staff who travel with the team in terms of hotel room and that the accommodation there. I still believe in the share room thing. As I believe so, no man have them room alone. You know what I mean? But that was Leon Bailey, and you know, that was before the Bournemouth game in which he went on to get an assist. So 2 assists so far this season for Bailey. So not a bad thing. I'm not saying I have no thoughts about Bailey, but I feel like we covered everything, right? What do you think? Yeah, man, cover everything. Yes, yeah, I mean, even know that two are rich people, you see me? And as me say, I don't know what will become of me this week, people, in terms of the whole situation with United, you know. Just move on the phone to support people, you know. Been a really rough time so far this season with United, and you know, cry after the game, after the defeat to West Ham, because you know, I really have an emotional attachment to my team, you know. So just kind of rough for me right now, people. You know, I don't really have the words right now. Just get myself still. But yeah, that's it with United, you know. Just can't really explain. Like every time I talk about them people, it's like, you know, just one of them things there. But you know, just smash that like button, people, hit that subscribe button as well. I try hold myself to pieces, people. You know, I try hold myself together. But smash that like button, people. But before we end the show, you don't know, say we have to bring you guys the star of the week. You get me? I say the punk of the week on Friday was the man himself, Oral Tracy. So Oral Tracy got the punk of the week. I think somebody did recommend that him should I get the punk of the year. But maybe when the year forward, we'll do some local assessment and see who actually get the punk of the year. You get me? I say. But in terms of the star of the week, people, it goes to none other than the man himself, Boyz, Shamar, Nicholson, Rima Jesus, as Ryan LFC would I say. Get me? I say. So big up to Shamar Nicholson. Once again, got his opportunity today, coming off the bench, playing 26 minutes. And he got his goal. And let's be honest, people, as a striker, your bread and butter is scoring goals. You know, that is how you earn a living as a striker. Because if you're not scoring goals, then teams more than likely not go on to you. So, you know, and not even the goal scoring that much. It's just that, you know, Shamar Nicholson was asked to be excused from the last international break, which kind of just like get himself up to full fitness, because the man say never feel like the real Shamar Nicholson. You see me? And now we realize the man been a score goals here and there. Every little chance him get him score a goal. You see me? And Spartak Moscow did win. So his goal wasn't wasted. And I like to see them going to lose. They won 2-0. So we'll have to big up Shamar Nicholson on that. You see me? I say, you know, really and truly, if you look at a lot of the attacking players for the Reggae Boyz team, them not really score much goal if you look on it, you know, people. Because Bailey can have a rough start to the season already. Demarai Gray not really doing much. Antonio not doing much as well. But the season kind of still young. It just start. And, you know, after the November international break, I think the next international break is not until March. So they might have a period in which, you know, they're not going to really have no break. So they can just play continuously. And hopefully they can catch form in that time period. I get me, I say. Kevin Facey, big up yourself. Him says, Cephas did great yesterday. Oh, never check anything about Cephas. But Danny Church said, bro, we're not helping you with Man United. Take your hits. We get where I said Danny Church, but I just say go still. But people, we reach the end of the show. Before we head out, still, once again, people, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts as you head out in the comment section. And to end the show in true fashion, people, we have to play the outro. Once again, people, until next time, stay safe.
we reach right over the top. No matter where you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the